Actually, in our last video, we have seen something about how to get a string input using unformatted input output operators. So, in this video, we are going to see just something about a library called a string.h. Okay, so we know that C is providing many inbuilt methods in different libraries. For example, these input output operators, that is, methods are provided in stdio.h. Likewise, C is providing one more library which is string.h, where in this library all the methods deals with strings, that is inbuilt methods deals with strings are available. Okay, so let us see one by one how we can execute that thing. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to create a string. Okay, so I'm just going to create a string. So let's say it is character array. I'm just giving it as string array, and the value is here, it is our regular value, right? So it is there from when the programming introduced hello world is going to be the default value, right? So yes, so it is a string, right? So now if I need to know the length of the string, that is how many letters characters are there in the string, then we can get using, let's say I'm trying to print, it is printf, and I'm trying to print length of the string is, I'm going to pass a number here, right? Anyway, it is going to be an unsigned integer. So, and it is an array. We can store n number of values. So we are going to use a formatter, which is long unsigned integer, right? We are going to use a formatter, which is long unsigned integer. And we are moving to the next line. Okay. So for this, I'm going to pass value, which is, let us try to print. There is a method called as strlen, and we need to pass the string inside it. So our string is str, right? I'm going to do the same thing. We are going to print the size of a string. So we know how to get size of an, that is size of an array, right? So we have a method. We will see what is the difference between size and length it is. Okay. So let me pass a method which is size of, right? So let me try to run this. I'm compiling the program and trying to execute. Hopefully it will execute. It is getting started. Yes, you can see the length of the string is 14. The size of the string is 15, because we know that when string is stored in an array, it will be stored as, what it will be stored as? It will be stored with an endpoint as null character, right? So the size is including null point and length is excluding null point. Hope you understood the things, right? So next one, we have another method which is called as, which is used to copy a string. Okay, so what I'm going to do here is I'm trying to create one more array, one more string, which is character CSTR, it is copy string, right? And maybe by maximum giving a size, because I'm going to copy the original string which is hello world, right? So here what I'm going to do is I'm just trying to call string copy method, and I'm going to pass two things. One is where to copy. Where to copy is my copy string, and from where it need to copy it is string, right? Once after done this, I'm trying to use printf, and I'm just going to print copied string is. So copied string is, I'm going to pass a string there, and it is copy str, right? So I'm trying to run this again, compiling and executing. Anyway, it is going to print hello world as copied string, right? So now there is, what if I need to copy only certain part of a string, not all the part? Okay, so I'm just having a method here, right? So let's say it is copy string one. Okay, or else let me create a variable copy n string. Okay, and we have a method called as copy string n copy. Okay, and we need to pass three things here. One is where I need to store. So I need to store in string, sorry, copy and string, and I need to get it from string, and how many characters I need to get. For example, I need to get 4 characters. Okay, I need to get 4 characters. So I'm just printing copy and string. So you can see that this copy and string method is used to copy n characters from a string. You can see that it is going to print only HELL. I think you got the point, right? HELL. So let me use the next line comment here because it is not showing that much, right? Right. So let me run this again. Now the problem is this hello is continued, that is HELL is continued by something, right? Which is here it is null character. So we need to remove the null character. Okay. So what I'm going to do is, anyway, I need to print a string, right? So I need to get 4 spaces, right? Where it is, I need to get 4 characters. So instead of that, what I'm going to say, I need to get 5 characters, and the fifth character of my cn string, that is fourth index equal to, it is going to be my null string, right? So if I try to run this, now I am going to get HELL, and it is going to remove this value, right? Hope you understood. Okay. So next one, we have a method to join two string, which is string concatenation. Okay, so what I'm going to do is, we have two things, right? We have CSTR and CNSTR. So I need to concatenate these two things. Okay, so for that we have a method called as string concatenate, and what I'm going to do is, I'm trying to concatenate hello world with hello world again, which is CSTR. Okay, so I'm going to compare CSTR comma STR. So, sorry, I need to concatenate CSTR with STR, right? So once it is done, I'm trying to print concatenated string is, and I need to print the string, right? I need to print the string, and the string here is CSTR, right? I'm just going to compile it again. Okay, so I need to move to the next line, right? Because it will be get confusing. So after all the input, I'm trying to move to the next line, right? So again, I'm compiling this one, and yes, you can see that this is from STR and this is from CSTR, right? So again, if I need to join only n number of strings, so we have string n concatenate. Okay, so what I'm going to do is, I'm going to concatenate only some part of a string. So for that, so I'm using string n concatenate. Okay, and here I'm going to say I need to copy only 4 strings. right? I need to copy only 4 characters from my string. So if I try to run this, it is compiling and executing, and it is going to print hello world, HELL. So this is done by string and concatenation, right? Hope you got my point. Okay. So now the thing is how we can compare a string. So to compare two strings, we have a method called a string compare. Okay. So let's say I have two strings. Okay, what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to print because anyway it is going to give 0 and 1 minus 1 like that. So I'm anyway it is going to return an integer. Okay. So I'm trying to print an integer. So it is format specifier, right? And this is going to be got from a string compare method, and this string compare method need two strings. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to say it is hello, right? And second string is heaven, right? So this is one using string compare. And what if both the strings are same, hello and hello? Okay, what if both the strings are same, and what if it is heaven and hello? It is heaven and hello. Okay, so I'm trying to run this again, compiling. Anyway, it is printf, right? It is effect of Python, right? So again I'm compiling this one. I'm running the program. You can see hello heaven. When I compare hello with heaven, it is giving 1, right? When I try to compare hello with hello, it is giving 0. And when I try to compare heaven with hello, it is going to show -1. So anyway, if both the values are equal, it is going to return 0, or else it is going to return something less than 0 or greater than 0. Okay. So this is the work of string compare, and we can compare specific characters. Okay, for example, if I need to compare only 2 characters from a string, we can do that using another method, which is called as, there is a method called a strncmp. Okay, so I'm trying to compare only 2 characters. Okay, you can see that first 2 characters are same. Okay, so if I try to run this, it is going to give me 0. Right, let me try it once. I'm just compiling, executing, and after -1 we are going to get 0, which is comparison of first 2 characters from my string. Okay, so for that we are using string comparison method. Okay, and yes, so there is a method called a string where we can able to find whether a substring is there or not. Okay, so, and we have another method to split our strings. Okay, and there is a method to reverse our strings, right? For example, if I need to reverse a string, okay, so let's say I have a character which is, sorry, character array, which is equal to hello, and I'm trying to print, a string, okay, which is reversed. So for reverse, we have string reverse method, and I'm trying to pass ARR here. And if I try to run this, I'm just trying to compile, and I'm running this code, and it is going to print me the reverse of hello, right? So it is the role of string reverse method. And let's say I have Let's say I have something called as something like I need to check whether a specified character is inside my string. Then I can use string span, and there is a method called a string token. For example, let's say I have a string like this. Okay, so let me have another string. It is character a string of equal to, let's say it is C, Python, PHP, Android, Java. Okay, now if I need to if I need to split this into an split into a different strings, that is C as a string, Python as a string, PHP as a string, so we can split it as a token. So for that, first we need to create an array of string, right? So we know how to create an array of string using a pointer, so I'm just using a pointer there, which using a method called a string token. Okay, and I'm trying to pass a there. Okay, now we need to say how the string token need to split the string. So this string token is going to split the string by comma it is. Okay, so whenever comma comes, it is going to split it in a different strings. Okay, so what I'm trying to do was I'm trying to check, I'm trying to print these things. Okay, using a while loop. In while, I'm going to check whether, because even we know that, right, we just a last character of a string is going to be null. So when it is not equal to null and we are trying to print something, okay, so here we are trying to printf, that is a string, right, a formatter, string formatter, and the next line formatter, and I'm going to pass p here, right? So after that, once we print one, then we need to move to the next one. So we say it is equal to string, it is string token of string token of null, which is splitted by come, right? So if I try to run this, hopefully you can see that it need to print. Let's see how it works. So yes, you can see that it is printing C, Python and everything, right? So let us conclude this video here. Okay, we will meet within another video. Bye bye.